Hey, it's Sally with Soul to Self. Okay. Have you ever had a moment where you reacted so strongly to something so small, like rejection, silence, disapproval, and just thought to yourself, why am I like this? That is not your adult self overreacting. That's actually your inner child calling out. It's basically the version of you that didn't get to feel safe, who didn't feel chosen, who learned how to survive basically by shrinking or pleasing or performing, and who really never learned what it fully meant to just feel safe being. And here's the truth that most of us weren't ever told. You don't outgrow your inner child, like ever. Your inner child stays with you from the time that you were a child until the time that you leave this earth. We can either meet ourselves, meet your inner child where they are, and help heal these wounds in real time, or you can just keep living through these wounds. And healing for your inner child, it isn't always grand. It's subtle, it's daily, it's messy. Healing doesn't always look like a breakthrough in therapy or pages of profound journal entries. Sometimes it's just saying no without guilt. Sometimes it looks like crying because somebody finally saw you. Or sometimes it looks like holding yourself in silence because nobody else did. And the thing is, real healing, it often happens in the smallest moments. Moments when you choose to respond to yourself with presence instead of punishment. And that is so important for healing your inner child. So your inner child, it's not a concept, right? It's actually the emotional part of you that never got what it needed. And so some of it is sort of frozen or suspended in time. A lot of times it's the part of you that learned things like love has to be earned, or that love is conditional, that emotions make you a burden, especially messy emotions. It could be the thought of, if I'm perfect, then maybe I'm safe. Or if I'm invisible or unseen, maybe I'll survive. And if those lessons aren't consciously unlearned, they shape your relationships and your self-worth, and in return, your nervous system that you're functioning on today. So here is what happens when you do begin to heal these wounds. You stop repeating old cycles because they no longer feel familiar. You don't need validation anymore the same way that you used to. Like, you're giving yourself what you used to beg others for. And also you start to feel grounded even when things feel uncertain. And that's a real energetic shift. So, okay, how do we actually do this, right? You don't just talk about your inner child. You have to go back in time and spend time with them. And it's not really going back in time, right? It's actually in the present moment, because again, healing is not linear. You can go back and change things today that were traumatic, that happened to you when you were 7 years old. Like, it's realistic. It 100% works. It's not just through this shadow work that we can change our inner child, but it's through constant care, curiosity, and that spark of joy that you have as a child that you carry with you today. So, okay, one of the ways that I think that I have really healed my inner child, and I encourage you and others to do, is spend a day with your inner child. Like, pretend that you're taking your little self out, right? Let them choose something at the store, even if it makes no sense to your adult mind. You can go to a toy store, buy a sticker book, a stuffed animal, something that sparks a yes. Maybe your parents never let you buy things at toy stores, or you didn't have the money growing up, but now you do. you can take your little self out and essentially spoil yourself as a child in that moment. And that will bring so much joy to yourself now and to your little self then. Something else that you could do is you could go on a walk and let them lead. Don't rush, don't be productive. Just notice where your inner child wants to go. You can create without judgment. Doodle, color, play with texture, let it be messy, let it be yours. Art without boundaries. And give comfort that this is something that is real. You're not just pretending, right? That can be very comforting to know that you're actually spending time with your little self. Another way is read yourself a bedtime story. Tuck yourself in. Say what you always needed to hear. You matter. You're safe. You're not too much. You are loved, right? This is real deep nervous system repair that you're doing. And it's energetic reparenting, right? So this is you building a new home within yourself. And that's so, so important. So one of the ways that your inner child shadow work comes up is when memories become triggers and what to do about that, right? So sometimes the loops, they aren't obvious. Sometimes they come as flashbacks, sudden emotional floods from smells, tones, silences, or environments that remind you of what hurt. And in those moments, your job isn't to just get over it. It's to stay with yourself in a way that no one else did when you were a child. So here's how you can do it. Name what's happening. Okay, this feels like the past, but I'm here now. And enter the memory as your adult self. Visualize holding your child self in that moment, comforting them, validating them, and most importantly, protecting them, right? Soothe your body, breathe deeply, wrap up in a blanket, and place your hand over your heart. Feel your feet. Let your body know that it is safe now. And offer joy, not just survival, right? So really, when you go back in time to these memories, it works to get into sort of a meditative state to do this. Often, if you have a traumatic memory that keeps repeating, that's a real sign that it's a loop, okay? So you want to go back in time in this meditative state and be with your child self and really comfort them. Like I said, hold them, be that parent that wasn't there for you. Reparent yourself in this moment the way that you truly needed to heal, right? And once this passes, once you've gone through the steps and been with yourself, give yourself something light, right? Just take a breather. You can color, dance, maybe eat something. Show your inner child that life can be good again. This is how you sort of rewire your timeline. And it's not by erasing the past, because you can't really erase the past, but you can go in and change what happens and change what it means to feel safe in the present, right? And just remember, you weren't meant to carry all of this alone. None of us were. And you weren't meant to go unloved, unseen, or misunderstood. What wasn't given to you then, it can be given to you now by yourself, right? Not all at once, not perfectly, but moment by moment, we can all do this. So I'll ask you guys honestly, what is one small way that you can meet your inner child this week? And what memory is still waiting to be met with love instead of shame? Why don't we all hold space for each other? It's really important. So drop it in the comments if you feel ready. We can all be there for one another. You're not too late. You're not damaged. You are simply waiting for your own love, and you can give it to yourself now. So if this resonated for you guys, please like and subscribe. Thanks so much.